When this video starts, a split screen shows the film at left and an ASL interpreter at right. Captions below provide a text version of everything spoken. At a ceremony, MCB Commissioner David D'Arcangelo presents an award to a man in a wheelchair.
Tom has been there every step of the way to answer any and all questions, and you're such a resource, and I know so many people in this room value your leadership that you've given over the years, and I would assert that you have probably made more things accessible for more persons with disabilities than maybe anybody else in the Commonwealth.
Over footage of a quaint New England town, text reads, Tom Hopkins, 1954 to 2019. Tom's son, Damon, speaks.
In all the years I was a kid in these schools, my father never once got to ever come to any of my events. He never got to come to any of my concerts, anything, because he couldn't get into the buildings. As a kid, you don't understand that.
Tom's wife, Linda.
He realized the ADA is a civil rights law. It can only be enforced by a federal suit.
Text. Tom decided to sue the town of Spencer for their failure to implement their obligations under the ADA.
So the suit started, and it was long, drawn out, painful. We knew that it affected both of our boys, but we also both knew that it was necessary. It was important.
Tom's son, Justin.
Oh, it definitely made me a better person, able to get through just about anything, because no excuses, he certainly did.
Linda.
He started investing, writing letters, and starting to build his case for federal court.
You know, the hardest years were really running from 94 to 96 were the roughest years for us during all of this. You know, that was right at my high school graduation and Justin going into high school and all these sort of transitions, and it was just a really difficult time. Oh, it always got worse. It always got worse. I mean, between them threatening to burn us out of this building, and, you know, there was the FBI here for a while, you know, and I used to have a police escort at times, you know, because it was...
He shrugs.
It's the way it was.
And fights back tears.
That was just kind of the way it was.
Paul Spooner, Executive Director, MetroWest Center for Independent Living.
You know, when you get dragged through the mud like that, you either do one or two things. You either give up or you get better at what you do. And Tom got better at what he did.
Then he applied for the compliance officer's position at the AAB. It was like a job made just for Tom.
And one of the areas Tom had great impact was ensuring access compliance with historical buildings without taking away the historical nature of the building.
So we're all tabs. If you're not disabled now, you're temporarily able-bodied.
We had these guys who would go out and help him do a site visit, and they would keep notes and take pictures, and he was teaching all these people how to do what he was doing. And I sort of saw a change in him because then he wasn't alone.
Kate Sutton.
He was a tough guy, but he was never cruel.
Lottery, ADA compliance.
He was always did things with intention and purpose, and would even back up and explain things for people if they weren't quite getting it.
Patricia Mendez.
I try to take in, I try to ask him questions. And now, after years, when I have hard questions to think about, I do think, okay, what would Tom say? How would he approach it?
Jeffrey L. Dugan.
He was a resource that I went to very frequently to talk about, the codes, and from that a friendship really developed.
I think that just those road trips that we did together are my favorite memories.
Taught me and my younger brother both an immeasurable amount of tolerance and patience and things, and understanding for things around us that we can't control. People, places, and things you cannot control. That's what my father used to always say to us. And you can only control your reaction to them.
And every bit of it's worth it. Definitely taught us to be pretty strong and doing what's right. And no regrets.
Justin swallows hard. Text. After several years, Tom and the town settled the lawsuit. He donated the money back to the town to fund accessibility improvements.
Before I close today, I wanted to mention a few people.
At the awards ceremony.
My family, obviously, has been very supportive. They're not here today because we just had 2 more grandchildren, twin daughters on Saturday night. So
Family photos fill a wall. Commissioner D'Arcangelo.
Thank you, Tom. Very well deserved. We appreciate your leadership on AAB, and thank you for your advocacy.
A quote from Tom Hopkins: "No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." In memory of Tom Hopkins, 1954 to 2019, Mary Margaret Moore, 1948 to 2022, Paul Spooner, 1955 to 2022. Fade to black.